During the reign of Kenya's second president, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, the government extensively procured the Land Rover from the British, hence explaining their widespread popularity in the Kenyan market. But then came in Kenya's third president, Emilio Stanley Mwai Kibaki, where key decision makers in his government decided to cease the importation of the Land Rover and instead opted for the importation of the Toyota Land Cruiser, including its lighter variant, the Toyota Prado. Hence the reason as to why anybody aspiring to be a politician in the Kenyan country will for sure opt for this car because of its reliability, performance and comfort. Hata mimi najipanga huko mbele polepole nikiweka bidii nishike gari kama hii, alafu tunaingia pale Trans Nzoia, tunanyeza injili ya uongozi bora na si bora uongozi. This is Automobi, or you normally say it's all about confidence in motion. So great people, before you watch this video, make sure you do subscribe to this platform at Automobi with a double I on the end, and also make sure you hit the notification button so that whenever you produce a video like this, get notified. And once more again, follow us at Automobi across all our social media platforms. Now, the Toyota Prado offers a compelling blend of versatility, reliability and comfort at the same time, hence the reason as to why it has remained relevant and one of the most sought after vehicles in the Kenyan market, simply because of its attributes that I've just mentioned. Now, the Toyota Prado has undergone 5 generations of production, from the inception of the J150 to the J190, then came in the J150, and then followed by the J150, which exudes confidence and elegance at the same time. As we speak right now, ladies and gentlemen, the Toyota Prado is currently in its third, or rather is its fifth iteration of production. That is the J250, which has already hit the market, that is the Australian market, and it is yet to arrive here in the Kenyan market. Now, earlier on, in the 4th or 5th episode of Automobi, I did explain to you people the different trim levels of the Toyota Prado. But for those who never watched that video, I'll be kind enough today to take you through once again the different trim levels of the Toyota Prado. Now, as you can see, the Toyota Prado comes with different trim levels, or rather the grades, or rather variants, depending on where you are hailing from, because terminologies do differ from one market to another. But for those here in the Kenyan market, also in the Australian and South African market, we'll start with the JDM market, that is the Japanese domestic market, whereby we see the Toyota Prado comes in with a number of trim levels. The first trim level is the TX. This car here is a TX model, meaning it's a low version of the TX. The next trim level is the TXL, and also you do have the TZ and the TZG, which comes either as a petrol version or a diesel version of the Toyota Prado. Now, what is the difference between the TX, TXL, TZ and TZG is that, for example, such kind of a car, you can see it does not have its tailgate, or rather it does not have the spare wheel mounted on the tailgate. Instead, its spare wheel is underneath the vehicle. That is Japanese made cars. Remember, Japanese made cars, they have their spare wheel mounted underneath the car and not behind the tailgate. Now, moving on to the South African market, the Kenyan market and the Australian market, we do have the following kind of trim levels. That is the VX and the VXL. The VX and the VXL, they do have their spare wheel mounted on the tailgate and not beneath the car, as opposed to the Japanese produced vehicles, simply because the VX and the VXL trims of the Toyota Prado, they have an extra fuel tank mounted underneath this vehicle to give you an extra fuel tank capacity to about 150 liters, which is kind of enough to help you traverse different terrains for a very long period of, rather, very good mileage. Now, moving on to the Australian market, we do also have different trim levels of the Toyota Prado. We do have the GX, GXL, and the highest trim level being the Kakadu. I know you might be wondering what are the differences between the small trim level and the big trim level of the Toyota Prado. When I say GX, the small trim level of the Toyota Prado, meaning it does not have high-end features like the Kakadu in Australia, which is the highest trim level of the Toyota Prado. For instance, the GX may not be having a sunroof, but when you go for the GXL or the Kakadu variant of the Toyota Prado, you might find that it has a sunroof that improves ambient lighting in the car. Moving on to the United Kingdom market, we do have, they refer to the Toyota Prado as LC, so LC3, LC4, LC5. That applies to United States of America, where they do refer to the Toyota Prado as the Lexus GS. I hope kufikia hapo tuko pamoja about the different trim levels of the Toyota Prado. Once again, maybe to summarize, in the JDM market we do have the TX, TXL, TZ and TZG. Moving on to the South African, Kenyan and Australian market, we do have the VX and the VXL. Moving on to the Australian market, we do have the GX, GXL and Kakadu. In United Kingdom, they refer to the Toyota Prado as the LC, so LC3, LC4, LC5. Similar applies to the US market, they refer to the Toyota Prado as the Lexus GS. Nadhani kufikia hapo tuko pamoja. Today, wale watu mnapenda performance, I'll not be talking much about the engine because people have been complaining about this car that it does experience a lot of body roll, and I want to demystify that blame on this car, which is baseless and does not make sense at all. So great people, let's take a look at the stability and handling of the 2017 Toyota Prado. So great people, let's take a look at the 2018 Toyota Prado stability and handling. Now, a number of people have been complaining all over my handle that why is it that the Toyota Prado experiences a lot of body roll, especially when you're approaching tight corners. Now, without any kind of contradiction or favor, I want to say those are baseless points simply because this car, as much as it can give you a spirited drive of 8 seconds in 0 to 100 acceleration, it does not mean that you can just anyhowly or rather in a very fast speed tackle bends or rather road curvature at such kind of a high speed, simply because there are a number of factors that hinder it from tackling tight corners at a very fast speed. The number one factor is its high ground clearance. It has a ground clearance of about 7.9 inches, which results to a higher center of gravity, meaning when you tackle high corners, you tackle corners at a very high speed, you are likely to experience a body roll that can make this car overturn. The factor number two that results to this car rolling over simply because you are driving it at fast speed when approaching the tight road curves is the suspension system that is only meant for comfort and performance handling in rugged terrain. So it does not prioritize aggressive handling. When I say aggressive handling, that is you approaching the tight corners at a very fast speed. And also when you take a look at its tires, they are all-terrain tires, not meant for tackling corners at fast speed. Now I hope from up to that point we are now up to terms as to why you should not drive this car at a spirited sprint when approaching tight corners. Now let's take a look at the off-road capabilities of this car. The Toyota Prado, which is the lighter variant of the Toyota Land Cruiser, has been known for its reliability features, especially when you're driving off-road. Sisi wa Kenya hapa, that's why politicians love such kind of a car, because they can use it to campaign, rather look for votes in any part of this country because of the off-road capability. Number one, it comes with a 4-wheel drive system. That means it has 4 low gears and 4 high gears that allows it to cruise any kind of terrain, regardless of whether it is slippery or not. So that's a factor that makes it superb or outstanding in the mid-size SUV category. Factor number 2 that allows this car to cruise off-road terrain without any kind of despair is its suspension system, which I said earlier on prioritizes handling and comfort at the same time. Factor number 3 is that it comes with driver assist systems that include the adaptive cruise control, the traction control. We also do have an autonomous emergency brake system. Such kind of driver assist systems allow it to cruise any kind of trail. Now, also something else to mention is the approach and departure angles of the Toyota Land Cruiser that allows it to clearly effortlessly clear inclined and reclined surfaces without damaging its body components, which when damaged, they're very expensive to repair or even replace them. I'm talking about the taillights and also just some repainting where the car has been scratched. So those are the factors that make this car be a formidable force when cruising in off-road terrain. Now, one other thing to mention is that this car, for enthusiasts who love an extra look, they are not fulfilled, or rather they don't feel complacent with the look that the manufacturer has availed to them. They want to do some kind of modifications, put a new bumper, the front and the rear bumper, remove all the stock suspension and replace it with aftermarket suspension. This car makes a good blend of such kind of modifications as it can achieve the best ever look depending on the owner's preference, and also of course your pockets have to be having a lot of muscle to enable you do such kind of modification in such kind of car. Now here at Automobile, we are selling this car at a cost of 7.8 million Kenya shillings. 7.8 million Kenya shillings is the price, as opposed to when you go to other cars, they'll sell this car at a cost of 8.2 million. So that's you save to your 400,000 to produce your 400k, na wewe unachukua hii gari kwa 7.8 million Kenya shillings. Sama namna gani? So from there, I now believe that you people know the reason as to why politicians at any given time will choose this car to traverse the Kenyan terrain. So I'm seated in the interior of the 2018 Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, and as you can see, this car is full of allure as it inspires elegance and gives you a premium feel at the same time. Now for me, I'm kind of colorblind, so wale watu mnajua makala zote, is this cream, white, or a beige interior? For me, I think it's beige. I don't know what you guys think, so you can tell me in the comment section. Anyway, when it comes to headroom and legroom, it goes without saying you have ample legroom and headroom, and also the seats can be adjusted to match a desired preference. The steering wheel is not only telescopic but also power assisted, hence it adapts very well to road curvature. We do have a gear over here, which is an 8-speed automatic gear. The engine is a 2.8 liter diesel that gives you 8 seconds for that is 0 to 100 acceleration. When it comes to the AC, we do have a dual zone climate control, so you can regulate the temperature in this car depending on your feel. Now we also do have an infotainment system that is unfortunately is not embedded with an Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's still in the Japanese mode, hence the Japanese kind of letters or figures you can see on the infotainment system. Now it has a premium sound system that you won't need to fit an aftermarket kind of sound system unless kama uko na shida ya masikio, but its sound system is very premium and it's up to its top-notch performance. Now when it comes to compartment storages, we do have a center console, we do have a door panel storage, a glove box compartment, and 2 cup holders that are intended to improve the ride comfort of the occupants by either holding or storing their gears like beverages, soft drinks, paperwork, and key fobs. Now the second row seat also shares the same attributes as the first row, as it has impressive or rather sufficient knee room and headroom, and also this being a TX version or rather trim level of the Toyota Prado, it is a 7-seater. So we do have a third row that is only ideal for kids and maybe pets if you do have pets, but for adults you'll feel kind of crampy seated in the third row seat simply because of its limited knee room. The headroom is kind of pretty okay, but the knee room you'll feel strained and you'll feel like your ride is very uncomfortable or unpleasant at the same time. So that is all that entails about the interior of the Toyota Prado. I'll not be talking much about the exterior of the Toyota Prado simply because you people have been moving around and you've seen the widespread popularity of this car everywhere, so you do know how it looks from the front fascia to the side profile and also to the rear fascia of the Toyota Prado. So that sums up the interior and of a bit of the exterior of the 2018 Toyota Prado. Once again, we are selling this car at a cost of 7.8 million Kenya shillings here at Automobi. Ukienda kaya zingine, they'll be selling this car at 8.2 million. So why do you want to lose that 400,000 yet you can save it here with us here in Automobi? We normally say it's all about confidence in motion. So great people, we've come to the end of today's production of Automobi, where we normally say it's all about confidence in motion. See you to another siku ingine.